Hey guys, Beck here. For some miraculous reason, my phone has decided to let me do a video. Amazing. Amazing, Grace. That's Grace. Thank you, Father. I've been trying to get a new phone for 2 weeks, and because a credit company was chasing me for 3 years over a $1,200 debt that I didn't owe, I kept ignoring this credit company ringing me. Like, I just kept hanging up on them because I actually thought it was fraud. I thought this company was so good that they were posing as working for Optus, they were posing as Credit Corp, and I seriously did. And the reason I thought that was because I knew I didn't owe anything. Anyway, after nearly 3.5 years, guys, my debt's been cleared. So I've had a bad credit rating all that time. I'll take this out of the case. I've had a bad credit rating all that time because of this bill. It wasn't mine. So my first question was, hey, is that going to come straight off my credit rating? And they went, yeah. And I said, yeah, but what about the last 3 years? Are you going to backdate it 3.5 years since I've had a bad credit rating? Because that means if, something happens, I've only got to wait another till 7 years are over until your debt is cleared by legality. 7 years. Just like you have to spell a lot of land that you're sowing seed or grain or whatever, food, whatever you're growing on it, you have to spell that land once every 7 years so it can get its nutrients back into the ground. Give it a year to feed that ground that you've depleted for 6 years. And that's what it's like with credit. It's really weird, guys. Anyway, moving on from that. So I'm clear. I can get my new phone on Monday. I'm really chuffed about that because this one's got a big black spot on the screen. The screen is smashed in a few areas on the corners, which is still watchable, but it's funny what we get used to, isn't it? Isn't it crazy what we'll put up with? But it is what it is. So, what I want to speak to you about, especially seeing I can do a video, I'm just amazed. I thought I'd give it a try. My phone I haven't been posting, I haven't been doing anything, I've been very quiet. And so, how weird is this? My phone is behaving sensible. You know why? Because I've been behaving sensible. I've been playing the little game. I've been a good girl. I haven't been interfering. Well, here comes a little bit of news flash for you all. Little bit of interference goes a long way. So let's see how we go with this video, shall we? See if we can upset the powers that be. Okay, what did I do today? Besides do all my housework and everything, just newsflash, my daughter's moved back in again with the beautiful children. So, I'm chapped. I'm really wrapped. So I'm busy. I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, that's for sure. Those 3 little ones will keep you go all day if you let them. But let me just say this. I spend the morning having a look around. I've been staying off the war stuff because I know what they're doing. I know it's the Gog and Magog war that was written about in the Bible, because I know Jesus is really the Son of God, and I do know God is going to interfere in this because things just can't get going the way they are. So let me just say that straight off the bat. I believe we're entering the Gog-Magog war, which is the last war, which means Satan has been bound for 1,000 years. He's about to be released. If you think he's released now because the world's crap as it is, no, it's his minions doing this, his puppets getting ready for his arrival. Oh, sugar, I can't walk too far with this guy. What am I doing? Give him a rest. Okay. Sorry, mate. He's been to the vet today. He's been to the vet, and we're keeping a close eye on him and doing all the right things for him. Now, Satan is about to be released. And going by the coronation of Charles and all the signs are there for whoever and whatever it is that is going to step in and fill these shoes of the man of sin, okay? I really don't believe we know who it is. You know, I was so sure it was Charles. And I've always told you guys, I am never one to go, I know though, I am sure. You know, I will not do that. And I always admit if I have really thought something and even ran with it with you guys, I've said, I don't think I'm right now. So let's be humble about all this and not be proud, which has always been my opinion here, okay? Is I have an opinion, you know, and so does everybody else though. So does mine really matter? Well, only if I make sense, only if I'm researching proper information, which a lot of people say you're not researching proper information, but actually they don't realise that people that are doing this stuff really do a lot of work to find out what's going on. Okay, they spend a lot of time and dedicate a lot of their life to it. Now, not me so much now. I have been really, you know, chilling out and kicking back a bit, kicking back from the internet. But I know some people who are doing some excellent work who have just picked up that torch and run with it. And so we need to work out what's going on. And you mightn't agree with everything I say. You mightn't agree with everything my sisters say. Okay, but I got a couple of sisters who we are all on the same page. We're all Aussies. Two of us know each other personally, and one we will be getting to know very, very personally very, very soon, which is Rebecca B. Now, I have mirrored a video of hers, and some of you got a little bit upset about a few things she said, like that Jesus is not God, Jesus is the Son. A few other things were said that, you know, the mark of the beast is Allah worship. A lot of you didn't agree with that, but that's okay. This is where these things have been put down for you to have a look at and pick up and run with them, or don't. That's fine. Nobody is forcing you. Nobody's forcing you to watch Rebecca's channel. Nobody's forcing you to watch my channel either. Or my sister's channel, who will get her channel up and running very shortly, and we'll be doing live streams. That's the goal. We've just got to get off our bottoms and do it. So, Awaken in the Light, this one's for you, okay? But listen, Rebecca is just knocking it out of the field. And I was the one on the phone to her about the phone calls. I was the one who told her I was buying the barbecue, and do you think 5G speakers maybe, 5G towers could be the speakers that will repeat this prayer message over and over, because they're so close together that they will sync up and you'll hear them all. And it's just brilliant. And not only that, it's a double-edged sword for these towers. We know they're emitting frequencies. We know. They're also there to make people very ill, to make people confused in their mind, rah-de-rah-de-rah, whatever. Gotta be careful. But I'm going to upset the pot now a little bit more. Now that I've just said all that, the thing is, it's worse than we could ever know. Like, I remember when I started waking up to this stuff, and I went, oh my gosh, it was exciting. It was actually exciting to realise that, hey, I knew something was up. I so knew something was up all the time, and now I got my answer. I know what it is. But then you go deeper and you go, there's another answer. I want to talk about transvestigation, I really do, just for a minute, okay? So take a deep breath, because this is going to be awful. Are you ready? Okay. There is a guy called Simon Wood. He's putting some very good videos together, because years ago we had a guy called Mr. E who took us down the path of Hollywood stars not being what they say they are, who they say they are, or anything about what they say they are. Now, Mr. E, Simon, and others all show you by the skeleton that they can do whatever they like to themselves, but there are some things they cannot change, they cannot hide. Now, what shocked me the most is then when you go away from those channels and you look at it yourself. So this is where your own research comes in, right? And so you start looking at, you think of somebody that you liked growing up, that you really liked watching. Like, as far as girls went, I really liked Thelma and Louise. I loved Susan Sarandon, and the other one, Gina. No, I can't think of her name. She had a sister. Look, all inverted, guys. Those people are inverts. They are male to female. And Sandra Bullock. What do you think Bullock is? Nicole Kidman. Are you kidding me? They even tell you with all their names. It's just a pit of hell. And the more you look into it, it was very hard to find a real woman. Ghislaine, what's her last name? She is a famous model. Bo, come on, you got to get up. Bo, you got to get up. You got to get up. There's a dog coming. Ghislaine, she's a famous model. There was one photo that I found of a female, and it was Ghislaine's sister, and they're walking along the beach. And the difference between the male and the female bodies, like even the one posing as a female, the male one, was just so darn unattractive compared to her sister, who was a real female. And the lines and everything was different. The walk, the length of the arms, the Q angle on the thighs, you name it, guys. Hips on a woman are as wide as our shoulders. A man's shoulders are always wider than his hips. That's a giveaway. Also, an Adonis belt. Have a look at Pink. Have a look at these new celebrities. That's what they really flash, is their six-pack and their Adonis belt. Now, I'll tell you something, guys. I used to go to the gym every single day. I used to pump iron like you cannot believe. I, at one stage, wanted to become a bodybuilder, but I was just not going to take any testosterone or anything. I was like, I'm going to be real female bodybuilder. Guess what? Do you think I could make it? No, because I didn't take any supplements. I just ate right. And guess what? I could not get a six-pack. I got close, but not a six-pack. Like, my muscles will stick out. So will my daughters when we get thin on our stomachs. But I tell you what, we definitely got no Adonis belt, which is the dead giveaway. And also my daughter was an absolutely fat-free athlete for many years growing up. You would never pick her for a boy. No way, even though she was muscular. There was no way you would have picked her for a boy. And same with myself. No matter how hard I trained, I still had that feminine feel about me, you know. And the best thing about me, I thought, was my arms, because I really love having strong arms. As a woman, I like being a strong person. I like being a person that can get things done. There's just no denying now. I reckon I could be anywhere and pick them. And that's not to say, oh, I'm so good. Oh, you know, I've had a crash course in it. No, I've been looking at these things for years. And they're years that, you know, they're things that that's what I'll call them. And I've been looking at them for years now. So it's real. It's that bad that nearly every single person you see on TV is inverted. We even have the inverted couples, male and female, which is female and male. It's just goes on and on and on, and they breed their children from the word go, the very word go. So when you actually look into some of these stars' children's, it gets worse. It gets horrific when you start looking what they're doing to the children, because look, they can do it to themselves all day long. Now, there was a comment I read, which I believe, because I was on a transvestigation site, and I put a picture of a famous person that I can vouch is a man, and I wanted to see what they said. And you know what? Most people on this website they're level-headed. they said, that's a man. There was one fool, I shouldn't call him fool, this guy going, that's a woman, lady. I'm going, yeah, okay. So you don't have it. You've got to have a gift. So that was kind of like a little bit of bait, you know. I wanted to see if they were going to swallow the bait, because here's one I know is a guy. Famous. All right. So when you start looking into it yourself, you're going to be horrified. And it is, people will say, well, why are you doing that to yourself? Oh, not really. I'm not doing it to myself. Hey, they throw it at me everywhere I go. I can't even walk past a newsstand and there's trannies looking at me. I don't watch TV good, but now there's, people in my house, the TV's on. Trannies, Netflix, trannies everywhere, trannies in the air. Like, guys, help, like we're being overtaken. Okay, so I like talking about these things that are hard to talk about. You guys know that. I'm not scared. All they've tried to do is turn everything upside down. As above, so below. This is very, very important to them, and that's why they invert their sexes. I think they've actually got it to the point, guys, where a lot of these are both. I reckon they've got, some of them are both. They might be born with a bit more of a male skeleton, but they may, if they're born with a male skeleton, not so much, but maybe the females are being born with members and born with both parts. That's what I'm starting to suspect, that the female ones, they know the right amount to take the tea, and then they don't even have to be male. They could actually grow one. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of these males, they're just outright chopping them off. They chop them off. Not all of them do, but some of them do. So you've got the eunuchs. This is so screwed up. It's only because you're normal. You might be going, oh, she's lost her mind. Well, that's because you're normal. I get it. I was there once. I thought, oh my gosh, if anyone started talking about stuff like that, I'd go, yeah, I lived in Sydney. I hung out with transvestite people. I had gay friends. They were cool. Never realising from the 70s what could happen with this transvestigation stuff and how deep and how many people are involved now. I have a niece, my own niece, has transitioned from my niece into my nephew, has had the boobs cut off and a fallen angel tattooed on her chest. Now, what possesses somebody to do that except a demon? Like, riddle me this. What would possess a person to do that except a demon? Demon influence. So we're not mucking around here, are we? We're really in a jam, and us who sort of